Howdy folks, welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty jingles. Today's earlier video was a Girls and Panzer Project Man Cave giveaway, and I didn't want you all thinking that was the only video you were going to get today. I did always promise that if I ever put a Project Man Cave video up, you were going to get something else. Either World of Tanks or War Thunder in the same day. So I mostly keep my promises. So here we go, some World of Tanks. This is a pretty impressive replay. It's obviously a tier 10 game. This is Reaper of Tanks, and he's in a 3-man tier 10 medium tank platoon, 2 Object 140s and 1 E50M. He's on the new El Haluf map. Well, I say it's the new El Haluf map. It's been around for a while now. But I do like the changes that they've made to this map. I like them a lot. And mostly to do with this top corner up here in the northwest, which previously on El Haluf, and the reason why I despised this map with a passion, was because this corner of the map was pretty much just where the heavy tanks and the more stupid of the light and medium tanks went to queue up on a corner and wait to die to artillery. It was just such static, boring gameplay. But now that they've opened up and expanded this end of the map, you actually get tank battles going on up here, and isn't that what the game's supposed to be about? And sure, there are still plenty of opportunities for artillery to really ruin your day when you're fighting up here, but you're not just sitting still waiting for it to happen anymore. And tank battles is what you get. Oh, a waffle tractor. He's dodged his first shot. Which is always nice, but plenty more where that one came from. And he accidentally got shot in the back of the turret by his own teammate there as they were both manoeuvring. But he's putting some crippling fire into that waffle tractor. Oh, he's taken a big hit. And yep, it was artillery, the 212A. And he's taken out his loader, which he immediately repairs. He's not going to waste a repair kit on his tracks because he's safe in that position. Artillery wasn't going to be able to reload the hit, and nothing else could shoot him while he was in there. And yeah, this poor lurver is not having a good game at all. Caught in the open and tracked and shot over and over again. He's finished. And there's an IS-7. And, oh, okay, his gun's pointing this way. His gun is pointing this way. No, he's not. Take the shot. And he set him on fire. And this is just carnage. But you're going to get shot at by artillery again any second. He's not having much luck with this IS-7. About half of his shots have bounced. The thing about the Object 140, oh god, an E100. Go for the track shot. He tried the track shot. He tried to immobilise him, keep him pinned there, get him nailed in the crossfire. He's going to attempt to, and he set the IS-7 on fire again. That's the thing about the Object 140. Tier 10 Russian medium tank. It trades alpha damage for rate of fire. It has superb damage per minute. Oh, yep, nicely dodged the return fire there. Aims very quickly. It's a great little tank, but when you're trying to blow the tracks off something really big, like an E100, well, the track module on a tank like the E100 has so much health that with 320 alpha damage, you are not guaranteed to be able to immobilise the tank with one shot. Generally, the tracks have to already be damaged and at 50% health after they've been repaired, for example, in order to guarantee that you're going to immobilise the tank when you hit it. And what Reaper here is doing is every time he's fired at the tracks of that E100, he's been doing exactly the right thing. He's been aiming for the inside drive wheel. And he's going to do it again. And this time it's going to be successful. There you go. Goes through the drive wheel. It was already damaged. Was enough consecutive damage to blow the tracks off, keep him immobilised, went through, hit the hull on the other side, and now the E100 is stuck, tracked, with his gun on the other side of the rock, and he's unable to return fire. And that was no. He did need to edge forward just a little bit more to be able to do it again. Instead, that hit the lower glacis at an extreme angle and was never going to penetrate. But still, you know, it's difficult to complain too much. It's easy to make a mistake in the heat of battle, and he has done 4,400 damage so far, which is not bad for a gun that only does 320 average damage per hit. However, while there's still plenty to fight for up here in the northwest corner, Reaper of Tanks, looking at his map, any second now is about to realise that his presence is required urgently elsewhere. And there it is. He's just looked at the map and he's realised that the entire other flank has fallen. Now, while I'm sure it's very, very tempting to stay here and continue farming damage and boost your WN8 rating, but if you do, you're going to lose. Because you're going to get capped very, very soon, you're going to lose your artillery, and then you're going to be surrounded. And if you're in a fast medium tank like the Object 140, and this sort of thing happens, you do very much have a responsibility to react to it and go back and do something about it, because you're in one of the best tanks on the team that's in a position to do it. But you can't all go rushing back, so he's left 2 of his platoon mates up there because the situation in the northwest corner is far from over. And he arrives just in time to take a flanking shot at the side of an E50M. Top tip, if you do get a shot at the side of an E50M, aim just below the turret on the side. That's where one of the ammo racks is located. You might not destroy the ammo rack, but you're probably going to damage it, and that's going to cost him at the very least a repair kit. Now their artillery's almost certainly doomed, but it's very refreshing to see that a T110E5 has also come back to try to defend the base. Statistically speaking, the T110E5 driver is terrible, but he was in the right place, and in the right kind of tank. T110E5 is one of the faster and more mobile of the tier 10 heavies, and he's done exactly what he needed to do, which is very refreshing to see, of players who statistically are not very good, but between them they've managed to kill the E50M. So well done to the T110E5 player for doing the right thing at the right time. You often see players who have far better statistics than him that, well, for example, just stay up on that northwest corner and farm damage to boost their WN8 rating and lose the game. However, they're now the only 2 left alive. It's entirely possible that with Reaper no longer being up on the northwest corner, that was just enough to weaken his team to the extent that they were able to be overrun. But if he hadn't... Oh, Object 704, get into cover, get into cover! Oof. Yes, he's kind of damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. He could have stayed up there, and maybe that flank wouldn't have fallen, but then again, maybe it would. And even if it hadn't fallen, they would then have been capped, and the T110E5 would have been alone against an Object and an E50M. So, you know, he made the call that he felt he had to make at the time. Unfortunately, there's just the 2 of them left. And, well, of course, now he's the only tank on his team that has been spotted by the enemy, so he's getting artillery's full and undivided attention. Now, he keeps snapping these shots and not waiting for them to fully aim at the Object 704. That shot, possibly, the 704 was looking the other way. He's using this rock well. Possibly he could have afforded to aim that one, but here's the thing, he has so little health that the 704 can one-shot him, and 704s get lucky. The 704 again snaps the shot, does not want to stick around and give that 704 the opportunity to get lucky and put a shot into him, because that will end the game. You can't expect the T110E5 to stand alone against 5 enemy tanks. T110E5 is covering the other side, waiting for the enemy tanks to come in from the northwest corner, and he's spotted one of them, and bing, there you go. Object 704 didn't even aim, still managed to hit him. That's why he's being so cagey about snapping those shots off, and eventually did manage to kill him. But there's a T110E4. Now he's on very, very low health. He has just fired and hit the T110E5, and he's got him. Risky shot though, on the move at full speed. Although, having said that, he is always going to reload a second shot long before a T110E4 can. And you'll notice that he's fired so many shots and done so much damage in this game, he's actually out of his credit-bought ammunition. He's down to his premium high-explosive anti-tank ammo supply, and he's burning through that at a frightening rate. Now, it looks like he's heading over here to... It's as if he has the idea that the T110E5 on the enemy team is sneaking around to try and come at them from the rear, but that means he's leaving his T110E5 alone. And it's pretty much a 2-on-2 fight, although the enemy team do have artillery support. He's being advised to go and cap. That's... no. No. The enemy cap is miles away. And those 2... surviving enemy tanks, well, they're likely to be on low health because they're the winners of the big old tank battle on the northwest corner, and there they are. And, well, there's the E100. In fact, yes, okay. Now they are on low health. He can kill the E100 with one shot. His T110E5 just took a big hit from the E100. And his heading off in this direction has probably sealed the fate of his last remaining ally, because it's going to take him too long to get back here. Yep, there he's gone. The enemy T110E5, well, he's going to need to get a good damage roll to one-shot kill this guy. The good news is neither of them have any idea where he is, and he knows more or less exactly where they are. And there's the E5, and he gets the damage roll he needed. Okay, that's a spot of good news. He has, of course, been spotted, and you can expect incoming fire from the artillery. But he's still got to deal with that E100, and like the Object 704, the E100 has a gun that does an awful lot of damage, enough to one-shot him, and you don't really want to be popping up in the location where you were last spotted, because he's going to be waiting for you. Or what you could do is, while you're spotted, head off in one direction, and then wait until you're no longer being spotted, and he's seen the artillery! Oh, yes, come on, come on. Does he have a shot? Does he have a shot? He does have a shot. And it's not enough to kill him. Well, it's never going to be enough to kill him. Not with 320 alpha damage against the tier 9 artillery, and his second shot misses, but he had to snap it at the last second or he was going to get away. He didn't lose anything by taking the shot, and it would have been a miracle if it had hit anyway, but that is going to come back to bite him on the arse later on. And the artillery didn't spot him. So while he was spotted after killing the T110E5, he drove off in another direction, so the E100 will have seen him heading off to the east. Then he doubled back, and now with any luck he's coming around behind the E100. You sneaky little Russian bugger. And he can one-shot kill him. And where is he? Has it worked? It has, it's worked. He's got him. Right, just the artillery left. And he's got to move because he does not want to get hit by an Object 212A. Okay, so it's now one-on-one, tier 10 medium versus a tier 9 artillery, and the artillery has already taken a hit, so if he hits him again, he's definitely going to one-shot kill him. And you've got to start at this stage putting yourself into the mind of the artillery player. What is he going to be doing? And always plan for the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, artillery goes and suicides, which in this kind of situation isn't completely unusual. Next best scenario, artillery goes and hides somewhere, in which case you can win by capping and force him to abandon his hiding place or lose. Worst case scenario, he's hiding up somewhere that gives him a view of the cap circle, and he's going to try to steal that last second kill. So when you're approaching the cap circle like this, with not a lot of time left on the clock, you've got to be looking for those positions where you're not going to see him until the last second and he has a clear line of fire at the cap. Now the more observant among you may have noticed that you've seen what's about to happen before, because it was in yesterday's Why You Have to Be Mad video. And there he is, and he's done exactly the worst possible thing that he could do for Reaper of Tanks. He's lying up in a position where Reaper isn't going to see him until the last moment. He's pre-aimed and he has a line of fire at the cap circle. Artie fires first, but it's a low velocity shell. Reaper manages to get the shot off and does kill him, but you have got to be kidding. What a way to end the game. You know, if a result like this doesn't make you throw your chair through your monitor, I don't know what will. Look at that. Ace tanker, high caliber, top gun. Still couldn't get a win. He made nearly 110,000 credits out of that game, and over 2,000 experience, undoubled. This was not his first, well, it wasn't his first win of anything, because it was a draw. Everybody lost. He did 6,630 damage, and almost 1,500 spotting damage, and it just wasn't enough. To add insult to injury, he actually lost money on that game. Because his ammunition loadout was 50-50, high explosive anti-tank and APCR, when he started chewing through the high explosive anti-tank ammo, it really hurt his credit earning potential. 110,000 credits earned, and he still ended up losing nearly 8,000, well, nearly 9,000 credits on that game. What an absolute heartbreaker. It's normally at this point where I say I hope you enjoyed the video, but it seems a bit cruel to say that in this case, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. That was Reaper of Tanks with an utter heartbreaker of a match on El Haluf. Take care, folks, and I'll catch you next time.